So the next part of this question is we need to go, so this slopes sideways or goes sideways perpendicular to the road. So what we need to do then is we will in a few minutes be stepping off our lines parallel to the edge of the road. But the first problem we have here is we don't know at what height, because this road rises, so it goes from 45 to 55. So we don't know exactly where that point is. So I'm just going to label that X and Y. So that's the only line we're focused on for the moment. But we don't know what height it's at. So it's probably somewhere around 50, just judging it. We don't know exactly where. So what we do is we extend up our A. So you bring A up, bring B up, and we're going to draw this actual slope line, the gradient line. So just pick a point somewhere near the bottom, just as a baseline. So we're going to draw this actual, basically a profile. Remember at the start, we used to do a profile of the mountain. We're going to draw a profile of the road to actually get the slope or the angle that it increases at. So this will be 45, and then we're going to step up every 5 until we get to 55. 45, 50, and 55. So the slope of that road from A to B would look like that. So what that is that is the gradient line, so the angle that it goes at. So I'm going to write in here, that's your gradient. Hopefully the shadow isn't causing too much of a blur, so it's the gradient line. Now what we need to do is we need to bring up where your XY line is. Bring that up to hit the line. So that there then is the height of the road is that. So what we need to do then is, because our cut ratio is still 1:1, that won't change. So what we need to do then is we need to apply the cut ratio. This mightn't make much sense to you really, but cut ratio angle is 1:1, which means it's 45 degrees. So we're going to draw a line at 45 degrees. Through that point. Because what we're doing is we are applying the cut ratio, cut angle to that height just to see where our heights will be. Just keep going to process if it's not making much sense. So where it hits, the slope will hit the 55 there, and it will hit the 50 inside here. So that's not much good to us at the moment. So I'm going to bring down this line here. So a circle here maybe. So it's that point exactly at the 55. Bring that down. So now that is your 55 contour. Just going to draw that in. It's 55. Right, which makes sense because the road this actual roadway then is about 52. But we've applied the slope. We found where 55 is because it's away from the road, so we've actually used the slope going up, brought it down, and now we just step off our measurements. So it's every 5, so 55, 60, 65, 70, 75 should be fair enough. So we bring those lines down. We level lines of 55, 60, 65, 70, and 75. So then let's find out where it crosses. So your 75 contour crosses there and there. Do it in pink. 70. So 70 contour crosses contour there. Just be careful not to get distracted with the lines. 65 comes up. 65 crosses, use 65 on coming down. 65 is there. 60 come down. 60 is actually there. That's far enough. Alright, so don't worry if it's going to look a bit confusing for the moment. You lightly draw in our curve. So I'm going to lightly draw the dots for the moment. We can come back to this in a second then. So what we do next then, or actually I might stop the video there and we do the third part separately, just to stop the video getting too long. Alright, so just to talk through that again then. What we did was, because the line is going the other way, we need to step out measurements. We didn't know what height this was, so we had to bring up your A, bring up your B, draw your gradient line, find where that line crosses your gradient line, and then apply the actual angle of the slope. Where the angle of the slope hits the contour above, because it's stepping out, it's going up the way, bring down that point, and that will give you your first distance, your first line. Then you step off your contours, and then you find where 75 goes there, and there, where 70 comes down is there, where 65 is there, 60 there, 60 is there, so on. Okay, draw in your curve lightly, don't heavy on in yet, because we now need to find this line here, and we'll do that in the next video.